Revelation chapter 2 and Proverbs chapter 10. Revelation chapter 2 is a fascinating chapter to me because you start in on Jesus' message to the seven churches. And I have read, gosh, I don't know how many hundreds of times I've read it. And it's almost like every time I read Revelation chapter 2, I hope and expect it's going to say something different than what it says. And sure enough, it never changes. And the reason I do this is in almost 40 years of pastoring my church here, I have hired church consultants to come in and evaluate our church. I think 3 or 4 different times. I've lost track. But I know that every time I hired them, I was scared spitless because it's very easy when you invest your life in a church to forget that it's not your church. You pour so much into the church that you could sneak in and it can become MY church. And it's like when someone criticizes your kids, you pour so much into your kids that you take it personally and you become defensive. And so sometimes I hire church consultants for me to remember, this is not my church. This is Jesus' church, and I will answer to Jesus. Same way, this chapter is kind of shocking to you because most of what Jesus says to the church is not pleasant. And it's like, okay, you don't have my heart here, and you're not obeying me here. And all of a sudden you realize that Jesus, when he evaluates us, he really does evaluate us as individuals and as churches. And so this is a good chapter that always reminds me that this is not my church. This is Jesus' church. Jesus said, I will build my church, meaning Jesus' church first and foremost. And he has freedom to correct and discipline and to change his church anytime he wants because he's the boss in Jesus' name. Over to Proverbs chapter 10, in a very kind and different vein. Proverbs 10:22 says, the blessing of the Lord brings wealth and he adds no trouble to it. Most versions say adds no sorrow to it. And I have seen that wealth many times is crushing. Wealth many times puts where you don't have any real friends because you don't know if anyone can trust you, anyone you can trust. And it also puts all these burdens on you. But when the Lord gives wealth, it comes generally in such a ways that you have true friendship and you have true purpose for that wealth, and there's no sorrow to it. It's just joy. So may the Lord give you wealth. And also, wealth is not always money. Wealth is family, and wealth is health, and wealth is friendships. And so may the Lord add so much wealth to your soul and wealth to your finances today, and no sorrow to it. God bless you. Have an awesome day.